All right, good morning, class.
Good morning.
What we're going to do today, guys, knowing that you guys are taking the ACT on Saturday and that it means a lot to you to get your scores up, what we're going to do today, we're going to look at the standard conventions of English, grammar, and how they are related to the ACT exam. But for bell work purposes, guys, what I'd like you to do, that ACT tips and strategies compilation that I came up with for you guys, I'd like you to review that and discuss which few strategies on there you think are the best. And we'll talk a little bit about those before we do the lesson. All right? So please discuss. What we got here, ladies?
Like, based off of having taken the test before, the practice the test beforehand definitely helped me, having taken it. Because the first time I took it, I didn't know what resources to use. But when I had come and asked you for more resources, those resources definitely helped me bring my score up considerably.
Absolutely. And look, those online exercises that I sent you guys as well. The more you look at it, the more familiar you are, the better you're going to be. Absolutely. You're going to nail it. Good deal. All right. What you guys think?
We like to read the easier passages first.
Why is that?
Because normally on the test, we normally get around halfway and we're, having trouble with the passages. So to read the easiest one first would be the best.
Absolutely. You'll get the ones that you know instead of... Exactly. All right, guys. What do you think? What are some of the better ones on here for you? Miss Garrett, which one do you think?
Number 8.
Number 8, never second guess yourself. There's a reason you chose your answer. Absolutely. Who else agrees with that one? Who has the bad habit of changing the answers? Most people, right? Fact of the matter is, guys, you change your answers, you're probably going to change it to the incorrect answer, and you're also losing what?
Time.
That precious time. Back here I have a hand, and what question do we have? Which one do you think? Miss Ring.
Number 7.
Number 7, consider the obvious. If it looks too easy, don't make it harder than what it is. The easiest and obvious choices are possibly correct. Absolutely. Look, guys, on the math test, you might have 2 plus 2 followed by some advanced trig. It happens, okay? If it's as easy as 2 plus 2, then just put the answer, move on, save that time, and get those points. Someone else. Miss Boudreaux, you have one?
10.
Number 10. Number 10. Who else agrees with 10? Everybody. Good. Write on the test booklet. No matter what you're told by whomever, you want to write on that test booklet no matter what, guys. That is your key to success. And not just the math section, right? You write on English, you write on reading, you write on science. You scratch things out. Use basically your booklet as scratch paper. And the most important thing, answer your answers in the test booklet first. And you're going to transfer your answers. So looking at a test like this that you're about to get, when you get to go on the next page, that's when you go to the answer document. Right? So you're not going to do this one at a time business. This one at a time business, 75 times on English and 60 times in math, it takes too long. So what you're going to do, when it comes down to it, when you get to go on to the next page, I have 5 answers here. Well, in rapid succession, those are my answers. Flip the page, continue. Instead of doing this, I did that. It took a lot less time. It's more accurate. It's more efficient. It'll get you through the test quicker. And that's the issue. All right, guys. With that being in mind, let's go do it. We're going to practice a timed exercise based on this, based on grammar, because half of the ACT is grammar, right? What I would like you to do, we're going to simulate how you can kind of judge your time on this test. It's 45 minutes. You have 75 questions. If you break it down, you're realistically looking at 9 minutes per 15 question passage. So today, I'm timing you for 9 minutes. What I'd like you to do, if you can get through passage 1 in the 9 minutes, which is your 15 questions, Jot down how much time was left. And basically you'll know you have that much time in your back pocket to play around with later in the test. If you are finished in the 9 minutes, keep going. See how far you can get. Can you get to number 17, 20? And as far as you get, once again, you're getting time that you can use for later if you need to go back and check anything. Okay? What are we going to do when we get here, guys? Bubble our answers. And we're going to do it here as well. This one-at-a-time business is not going to work. I know it's a hard habit to break. I'll come around and make sure that we're all on the same page, okay? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, last question. Are we reading this?
No.
No, why?
Waste time.
Waste time. What's your objective? Your directions, basically.
Answer questions.
Get the right answers, right? All right, guys. Everybody ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Guys, as I'm walking around, I see most of you have either none or the first 5 answered, which is showing me that you're doing it right. Some of you have 1 or 2 scribbled in there. Remember, you want to transfer your answers in bulk at the end of the page. How far did we get? 29. 33. Wow. Some of you already got into the 3rd passage. Of course, based on your time, you were only realistically required to get through 15 of them. If you got anywhere past that, you were well on your way to finishing on time. Those of you who were doing the transferring answers method, that some of you look like you were struggling to get it. A lot of you look like you were very fluent with it. How was that? Is it speeding you up?
Yes.
Good. That's what it's designed to do. We're gonna start going over this, guys. We're gonna see how you did. Now, even though this is not a reading test, you still want to read the passage, okay? Because if you look towards the end, question 15 asks you about the preceding passage as a whole. Preceding means what? The passage that you just read, the passage before this. Now, you're typically going to see a couple of questions that will ask you about the passage, so you probably should read the passage. All right? Looking at the first one, the nature trail is 6 feet wide and 7 miles long. It slithers through the forest like a snake curving, comma, and bending along the banks of a river. If I have comma and, what should I use that for?
A list.
Conjunction.
It's a comma and a conjunction. Or maybe it's the 3rd thing in the list. Do we have either one of them here?
No.
No. So comma and definitely is not the choice. If anything, we probably still need a comma, and we do. Which choice would be the best? B. Thank you. If I do this, which is what choice B is, now this basically becomes an appositive to that. This comma sets off extra information, okay? So yes, definitely B, guys. That's the choice you would have wanted. This kind of cleared this path and paved it with packed gravel so they would have a peaceful place to hike and bike. I want you to look at this one. You're looking at one of these types of questions from your strategy sheet. When a question is asking you about all the following except or not, not is in all caps. You are essentially now looking for the what? You're looking for the wrong answer. Typically speaking, it's not going to be the first choice. Okay? Because if you think you're looking for the correct choice, like you normally do, you might just put F and move on and you think nothing of it. What do you guys think for that one? Which one does not work when you plug them all in? J. J. Cleared this path, paved it. We would need commas or something going on in there, which we don't have. So they would have a peaceful place to hike and bike. Who's they?
People.
The people. They. They's undefined. The pronoun has no set antecedent. How about people? So people would have a place to hike and bike. Sure, it's common sense. I ride this trail nearly every day, not on a bike, but on Luigi. A dash. What have we learned about dashes, guys?
It's extra information.
Extra information, okay? Is there something else for extra information?
Parentheses.
Parentheses can be used. What else?
Comma.
Commas. Or semicolons for extra information? No. What are we looking at, number 4? It's no change. Because I don't really need that. And also, you're looking at these, you're not going to have, you don't have a separate sentence here, right? Okay? That's the nickname I gave my motorized wheelchair, Luigi. If we were to delete the preceding sentence, what are we going to lose?
B.
You're going to lose B. And realistically speaking, you probably needed to read a little bit more just to get confirmation on this answer, right? Not every time on the ACT are you going to have an answer that's right in front of you, even though 5 is supposed to match up with 5 here. I ride a Luigi. Oh, well, it'd be helpful to know if Luigi's a wheelchair. If not, it's a person, you're riding piggyback or something in the forest. I don't really know. Anyway. So here, guys, is where you would have went rapid succession in your answers. Just to double check with you so far. Number 1, what do we have?
B.
2,
J.
3,
D.
4,
F.
and 5.
B.
Good. Any questions about any of these so far? Okay. All right, looking at your next one, it's split between the 2 pages. Today, Luigi's battery is fully charged, comma, I know I can't keep reading it. It's a run-on. What are ways we can fix a run-on, guys? What's one way?
Period.
How about a comma conjunction? That works. How about a period in a new sentence? Are there other ways to fix run-ons? Break them up, maybe make another sentence, right? Is one of our choices that we just said here?
Yeah.
It is. We don't necessarily think of so as a conjunction. We don't use it as often as and or but so is the conjunction, and now we've completed the task of eliminating the run-on. I always carry a cell phone just in case. Luigi's motor moves slowly as we venture along the trail. There's no mistake in this one, right? You're asked a straight-up question about what's underlined. If we wanted to emphasize positive and friendly toward Luigi, which of these terms is positive and friendly? We put D. Why D?
Because it's less negative and terse.
It's less negative and terse. That's a good answer. Question. Is there any difference between moves slowly and proceeds carefully?
No.
No. If they're pretty much the same, what does that mean? Is travel safely any different?
No.
Is travel safely positive and friendly? To you it is? Looking at this one, number 5 on your English test strategies. If one answer is different if one answer is different and the other 3 are essentially the same, you choose the one that's different. It's probably correct. In fact, it has to be correct. If 3 of them are essentially the same and one's different, you choose the different one. Purr softly. If you think purr softly, I guess what are you supposed to think about?
A cat.
A cat, right? Prefer a dog myself, but nonetheless, the other 3 cancel each other out. Purr softly, I guess a cat is friendly, supposedly. Anyway, I hear the gravel quietly crunching beneath Luigi's rubber wheels. I hear the songs of crickets. I do this, I do that. Look at choice 8. What do you guys think? No change. Why?
It's all the same thing.
Because you keep it consistent.
You got to keep it consistent. I. This is the first person narration, right? And some of these things, if you plug them in, you're going to get fragments and whatnot. It is September. Due to the fact that it is September, it turns into the month of September. Because it is, really?
It's all the same.
It's all the same.
It's ridiculous.
And it's also what? It's redundant. You don't need to say all those words, right? You just short and sweet. The most concise answer is usually correct. If I could say something in 2 words or 10 words, for ACT purposes, you want to do how many? 2. It is September. Okay? The wind ruffles my hair and chills my face as I bounce gently along in my padded. Why would we stop there? When you read a comma in a sentence, what are you naturally going to do? You're going to naturally pause, right? Are you pausing here?
No.
No. What do we need in 10, guys? How about H? Just gently along. Number 11, guys. You can't answer it right here. If you answered it right here, you didn't do yourselves any favors, and basically you were guessing. Okay? Bicyclist streak past, and okay. Which choice most effectively leads into the subject of this new paragraph? Of this new paragraph. What's the subject of this new paragraph right here? I don't know. I haven't read it either, right? So, you still want to read it, okay? Bicyclist streak past in a blur of color and a cloud of dust. I don't understand the hurry. There was nothing there. So if you want to take care of number 12, you might as well do it right here. You had nothing between 2 main clauses. What's one way to fix that type of run-on? How about putting a period? What's wrong with choice G? Dust, comma, however, comma. Why can't I use that? That's a conjunctive adverb, right? What's wrong with G?
It's not contrasting.
What's missing?
Oh, it's a
Semicolon. Semicolon needs to go right there, right? So anyway, so that one we just took care of as H. Luigi can go fast. I like to ride slowly, hovering like a dragonfly. I see that everything has changed, grown, and bloomed. Today I notice a spider is woven a web. I see the bright yellow, black-eyed Susans and barbed wire fence. All right, it sounds like somebody checking out nature. Which choice most effectively leads into the subject of this new paragraph?
no change.
It's no change. This is something that you need to look at, though. What's that?
A possessive.
It's a possessive of something. Okay? Now, this is an underline. This is. This can change, right? This is fixed. There's a possessive pronoun in here. Who or what can possibly be the there? Go back and look at that sentence again. The sun? Is that a there? No. Nature's a there?
No.
Nature's one thing. Bicyclists streak past, I don't understand their hurry. Or days go by so quickly, I don't understand their hurry. Do the days go by quickly? And I don't understand why the days are hurrying? No. Once again, you find another way that you can get no change in this one, okay? All right, right here, after you've done with the first 15, this is what I'd like you to do. Tally up how many you missed. We're going to put you on a pace for a score. If you missed 3, multiply it times 5. Look a little math today, guys, right? How much do you have now? 3 times 5? 15. All right? You want to subtract that from here, you'd have 60. You'd be on pace for 26. All right? So if you missed 3, you're on pace for 26. Let's say you missed 5. Multiply it out. 5 times 5 is what? 25. Let's subtract from 75. What do we get? 50. That puts you on pace for 21. Okay? So if you guys want to check this out. Would you also like to see how you did the first go around in August when you took this as a pre-test?
Yes.
Totally up to you, yes?
Yes.
All right. All right, guys. I want to show you another thing. Some of you got to number 19. As we wrap this up, I want to mention this one because you didn't see one of these in the first 15. The original subway line was 9.1 miles long and had 28 stations. The first train took 26 minutes to complete the route, which runs from City Hall to West 145th Street in under a half hour. Well, we just said that.
You delete it.
Did we say it was 26 minutes? Now we're saying it's under a half hour. When you see one like this is a redundancy. It's already been said. You want to delete the underlined portion. Think of the example that I've given before. The bubble guppies, right? Oh, look, it's a spaceman from where? Outer space. You don't need to tell me. You can tell my 4-year-old. I don't need to know he's from outer space. You said it when you said he was a spaceman. For ACT purposes, remember bubble guppies and eliminate the redundancy. Once again, eliminate redundancies. And ideas that are irrelevant, which is kind of ironic because ideas that are irrelevant are redundancies. So maybe I should have put a period right there, right? Anyway, you guys have some questions about any of today's lesson as we wrap it up? Yes, sir.
Suppose I keep missing the same one every time I take the test. How can I fix that problem?
Practice, practice, practice. What you're going to notice is that ACT tests, the only thing that's going to change, the words might change on English, the numbers and the letters might change in math, but it's the same skills every time. If you're going to see one on one test, you're going to see it on the next. Some of you who worked ahead today, did you see some of the same types of problems in passage 1 as you did in passage 2 or even 3? Yes, you did, right? It's the same exact format. The only thing that changes, and it sounds silly, is the words. If you know how to do it on one ACT, you'll know how to do it on the next. ACT.org, I sent you guys some hyperlinks. Please check those out for English and of math as well. The math formulas I handed out to you earlier as well. That's something you definitely want to look at. Practice is going to make perfect on this test. It doesn't happen overnight. Yes, ma'am?
We had discussed doing each page and then filling out your answers on your answer key based on that page. Suppose you skip one for that story or that passage. Would you recommend going back and answering it after you finish that passage or after you finish the test entirely?
I would wait till I finish the test entirely. I would make a note on my answer sheet that I've skipped one or some sort of mark, okay? And you can always go back and erase that, yes. That's a very good question. If you are transferring your answers and you happen to skip one, then obviously you don't have an answer to transfer, right? Make a note, make a mark. And time probably shouldn't be an issue. You'll have the time, as most of you had a lot of time left over today. Then you can go back at the end. I would do it after I've seen the entire test. Once again, think about it, guys. If you're skipping one because it was difficult, go on to the next one that might be easier, okay? You want to guess at the end at the ones you don't know? You want to guess at the ones you don't know, not the ones you couldn't get to, okay? Because if you really want to see something interesting, watch the end of the English test that you have. I don't think you want to get to where you're missing there, and there because you didn't have time to get to it, okay? This is number 73, a very easy question at the end, okay? Anyway, guys, the grammar that we've been teaching throughout the course of the semester is all ACT based, and it's not only that, it's stuff that you just generally need to know how to produce good writing with. All right, I have a question for you guys. One last question for today. How many of you improved since last time? Same exact test. Did you remember the test?
No.
No, you hadn't seen it since August. I purposely hid it from you. Okay? The majority of you improved. You improved because now you know the skills, now you know the tricks to be successful. Saturday, go out there, destroy the test. All right? If you have any questions between now and then, guys, please ask me. I think you guys are ready. All right? What do you do Friday night? Sleep. Get some rest, guys.